What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Movie Emporium's TV review of the Netflix original series Man vs. Bee. This series is created by Rowan Atkinson and William Davies and is directed by David Kerr. So Man vs. Bee is a pretty simple story, to be fairly honest. It's Rowan Atkinson versus a bee. Basically, he is an individual that is a house sitter. He works for a company. He basically gets hired to work for to basically house sit this really rich couple's house. They have a dog. They have all this expensive like artwork and stuff like that. And as you can imagine, a bee comes into the mix. And as the couple goes on vacation, Rowan Atkinson takes over the house. Things start to happen, hijinks start to ensue, and it becomes a hour and 10-minute exercise on Rowan Atkinson just basically destroying everything, as he's known for doing. If you've ever seen Mr. Bean, you know exactly what Rowan Atkinson's known for: his physical comedy, his over-the-top zealousness, and just kind of the nature that everything will go wrong when you hire Rowan Atkinson's character as a house sitter. That's the story, basically, what's going on. So at this point, Rowan Atkinson is what you would consider to be a legend in the comedy space. He's an individual that has basically crafted his own genre, to be fairly honest. Mr. Bean is probably one of the most original comedic characters of all time. It's a character that gets himself into such the worst case scenarios and does it so hilariously, I guess you could say, that it almost is like, the stuff of nightmares. But because of his versatile comedic timing, because of how much he is good at like the physical nature of the situation, it made Rowan Atkinson like a household name in Britain, and it finally came to America and stuff like that and over the world. So Rowan Atkinson, for the 30-40 plus year career that he's had, has become just this icon of just absurdity and outrageousness and just the veracity nature of just who he is and what he presents. So when you see him in stuff like Love Actually and Rat Race and stuff like that, he fits perfectly because it's just the nature of his comedic timing and who he is and what he's able to capably do. He's like the comedic world of like Jackie Chan or something like that when it comes to the martial arts world, or Bruce Lee, where they have such great timing that it makes them legends in their own right. So with that said, this new show, which should have been a movie to be fairly honest, is now a 9-episode series that has each episode being like 10 minutes. I was really excited by this because it looked like a Rowan Atkinson property. It looked like something, that he gets himself in the worst case scenario, and that's right up my alley. But the question remains, does it work ultimately as like an hour and 10-minute runtime of a film or TV series? And it is definitely a Rowan Atkinson property. I laughed a lot. I had fun with it. It is definitely the worst case scenario when it comes to like man versus like an insect or an animal of some sort. You see him just getting the worst case possible things from like the first 3 minutes of the episode when the rich people leave to go off on their vacation. You watch him get in antics from everything from like breaking like the expensive artwork to like destroying things to doing things that affect the dog, and just everything you can imagine that could go wrong definitely happens in this series. And for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I really had fun with it. I was loving every second of it. But I think my main problem with the series itself is I think the concept is, as entertaining as it is, it does outstay its welcome. It does get a little exhaustive in what it's trying to do. I think an idea like this could last like one episode, and I think it would have been fine. I think it would have been hilarious. I think it would have been just the right amount of timing. But it goes on and on and on. Things get more and more out of control, and it feels like how this series ends, at least I'm guessing maybe the first season, it's a little too convenient, to be fairly honest. Yes, it's Rowan Atkinson. Yes, it does work itself out, but it feels like it's just 8 episodes too long. It feels like Rowan Atkinson could do another topic, another idea for each episode being like 10 minutes long. I don't have a problem with each episode being 10 minutes long, but if you're going to make this whole story about a man versus bee, just make it a whole movie, make it an hour and 10-minute movie, and that'd be fine. But even with that said, do man versus bee as one episode, man versus iguana one episode, just do man versus whatever for each episode. And I think that would have worked. I think that would have fit into, the greatness that Rowan Atkinson is, because of the amount of time he has on each segment. Mr. Bean, outside of like Mr. Bean's holiday and stuff like that, really does work and really feels like it's just right. So if he were to do like Getting Stuck in the Garage and he did that for 9 episodes, that would kind of relate the purpose of just how good, as a comedic timing when it comes to Rowan Atkinson can really be. And I didn't feel that here. I felt I was having fun with it, but I felt at some point during like the 5th or 6th episode, I'm like, you gotta kind of wrap this up at some point. You're just kind of, running around the same ring all, every single time. And it's fun to watch him like beat up a bee, or the bee to beat him up or something like that. But it's just like, I think maybe it was just too much and too many episodes and too much of the same shtick over and over and over. And like I said, it's not the worst when it comes to like, overstaying its welcome. I just wish I could have had a little bit, I guess you could say, which is something I never say, but when it comes to this kind of comedic timing, it feels like it's way too much timing, I guess you could say. But with that said, I still love Rowan Atkinson. He's still a lot of fun. These scenarios are just absolutely hilarious to see him put himself into. And just in this episode, or in this series, when you see the worst case scenario for anyone, think about, staying over at a house and taking care of it, watching the fact that these things are the things that could go seriously wrong for you and it could like ruin your life, is funny to watch him do and stuff like that. But with that said, to kind of conclude this review, it's still a really fun show. It has great moments with Rowan Atkinson. I think he's very much on top of his game as he usually is. And if you like Rowan Atkinson, you'll love it either way. I just wish it could have been like one episode man versus bee, one episode man versus, like I said, iguana or tiger or something like that. And maybe just kind of like the man versus nature instead of having the whole series be like the one running joke. So that's where I kind of lie with it. It's still fun. Definitely check it out if you're a Rowan Atkinson fan. So, but with that said, that'll be my take on the either first season or the season of man versus bee, whatever it is. Thank you so much for watching. Comments below. What is your favorite Rowan Atkinson bit? What is your favorite Mr. Bean bit? Are you looking forward to all this good stuff? Let me know in the comments. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.